Working on a air ride suspension in this here tractor. We got a, well, it's a Valtra tractor. Probably don't much see them things around, especially not in the United States. Few and far between, but you know, Sisu diesel motor, that's where it's at. Anyways, the seat has been, ever since we've owned the tractor, like raising it's been kind of a bugger to get it to actually make contact and raise up. And I was hauling manure the other day, last week sometime there, and I got it to sit where I wanted it to sit. And wouldn't you know it, one of my kids, when I was loading the spreader, he went and set the seat back down. So I sat down on the floor pretty much, you know, no suspension left in the seat, and could not get that thing to air back up. Just, it would not go. And so I decided to start tearing it apart. Obviously that's the seat cushion up there. But what we found is that this is your, well, if I can find it, switch here, you know, for raising and lowering it. But this one, it just has these cables that run around, and these cables, then they go to this here mechanism. And so then you would hit this, you know, like when you pulled on that switch, this cable would activate the switch and then raise and lower it. Well, we weren't having success, you know, like the cable must be getting kind of loose or something's getting worn in there. And I had popped these wires that I got attached to this new switch. I'd popped them off, and I'd crossed them. Jumped across, and they still were making connection. Well, then I ended up finding that I had this wire, you know, these are supposed to be connected. It had rubbed on something down in here, and I just happened to bump that when I was playing with the switch, and found out that, well, hey, I guess it kind of works. Well, then when I just thought, well, that's been such a bugger to use. So I started looking it up online, and I found this new switch, and we don't have to have those cables. And I thought, boy, you know, life would be better, I think, if we just bought that switch and put it in there. So that's what we're trying to do. I'm trying to decide if I should pull the air lines off and attach them here. I probably will try and see if they'll come off of there. My luck, I'll destroy something, and then we'll be up the creek without a paddle or something like that, you know, however that saying goes. But such is life. Well, I'm gonna work here. I don't got all that fancy stuff to set up a camera so you can watch, you know, and see me fight it. I suppose I could try. Nah, it's just not gonna, you don't want to. It ain't gonna work. Well, I'll get back to you and see if we get this thing reassembled here and see how life's going in a little bit. All right, so here we got this old switch out of here. Yeah, this just had, you know, two cables that ran in and set down in there. You can see on this new switch that it does have the ability to hook those cables up. But I like that I got it here, you know, here. I got it plugged in, and I like that you can just hit this. Oh, bugger. I got that bad wire. I don't have enough hands. I don't have enough hands. You don't want to look up my nose. You don't want to look up my nose. Well, I don't know if this is working out. It does go up though when I hit the switch. So, well, sorry about the whole nose thing. That's kind of, I'm a rookie. I mean, you know, I just learning the ropes of this here filming stuff, and I don't know, maybe I'm not cut out for this YouTube stuff. But anyways, we'll continue to plug away here and try to get that new switch put in place and get those wires routed over and get that one wire put back together, so that way we don't have to use two hands to do this. That'd be good. All right, well, we got this here switch installed. Where are we at? Right there. Still got that cable there. See, I probably should have hooked up that one cable for the lowering, because I left the air lines back where they were, and things seem to be working pretty good here. We got our up and down. Now I'm just turning you all over the place. But when I go down, it doesn't go down because we're not hooked up. But I got this cable I can just yank on, and it'll drop me. So good enough for this farm. We tend to just take, you know, the easy out. It's just how we are, I guess. I don't know. So anywho, yeah, that's good to get that done and have a air ride seat. And even if my son or daughter or random goofball that climbs into my tractor cab wants to lower the seat, they ain't gonna know that they got to yank on that cable. I'll have to tell my dad. He'll want to know, because I'm a little bit heavier than he is, so he probably wants a little more softer ride than I need. So, but anyways, that concludes that project, so that's good. Hopefully things look up. We're trying to decide if I should scoop some manure or if I should get my manure tank up here and try to work on that. We got to fix the hitch on that, so we'll see. One of those two things is next. I don't know which. Anyways, have a good day and stay blessed.